Shots Japan are here into the last 16, but standing in the way are Bahrain. Can Japan still win the pissing thing? We're going to take a little look. And then... preview, of course, looking forward to Bahrain up against Japan in the last 16 of this year's Asian Cup. Who's going to go through? Who's going to go home? We're going to take a little look in a second. Of course, if you knew where you've been, smash your subscribe button. Your one-stop shop for the Asian Cup continues. We've got Blackburn Rovers, world football, right here under one roof. Of course, Japan so far have yet to deliver really on the grand stage, of course. Bahrain are here, and they're here on merit. We'll have a look at them, of course, in a second. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. They are the patrons, you know who you are. But let's get into the deep end, of course, and preview the big one. It is Bahrain. It's Japan over in the last 16. Of course, these two sides will lock horns on Wednesday, the 31st of January. That's right, at the Al Tumana Stadium over in Qatar. But let's remind ourselves how we got to this stage with Bahrain. That's right, call us third round Group E winners on the 14th of June 2022. It's their seventh finals. 2019 was the last. They were fourth back in 2004. Juan Antonio Pizzi is your manager with Ali Madden, the star man. Of course, 101 to go the distance. Group stage exit was my prediction, but they're here. And of course, they're here on merit. Let's take a look at their, of course, fantastic display in the Cup. Of course, beating, they actually lost to South Korea 3-1 in the end there. They did pick up a 1-0 win over Malaysia and a 1-0 win over Jordan, of course, to go through to those last 16. Of course, as of right here and now, breaking news, Jordan are already into the quarterfinals. That maybe just goes to indicate how difficult this group may be with these nations. Of course, Jordan already in the last 8. South Korea, of course, trying to get themselves there as well with Bahrain. So imagine if 3 of these nations made it through to those last 8. That'd be absolutely incredible stuff for the Asian Cup. But anyway, heavy defeat opened up, but of course back-to-back clean sheets for Bahrain has them in the mix. So let's take a look at the squad then, shall we, for this Bahrain nation. We've got Jaffa between the sticks, who wears the captain's armband, Adel, Al-Hayam, Bakwir, Bouchamama, the Al-Shakir, Al-Harden, Ali Madden, Maroon, Yusuf Halal, and Al-Aswad, to name the starting key 11 players in my eyes. What about Japan then? Coming out as second round Group F winners, they secured their berth way back on the 28th of May, 2021. It's their 10th finals. 2019 was the last. They haven't won it, though, since 2011. Of course, they have multiple winners, picking it up in 92, 2000, 2004, and, of course, 2011. So a good era of dominance there from Japan. Of course, now it's been nearly, 13 years since the last success. Can they retain it, or not retain it, but can they get back to winning ways? Hajime Moriyasu is your manager there with Takufusa Kubo, your star man. 12-5 to go the distance. I did predict them to be the winners, and they're here. To keep on the heat as well. But let's take a look at Japan, who qualify as runners-up in Group D. Who'd have thunk it? Of course, squeaky bum win, 4-2 win over Vietnam. Of course, thinking of losing that game 2-0, but to come back and win that game 4-2 shows good credit in the end. And then they lost, really. So you thought everything was fixed with Japan after that game, but no, they lost to Iraq, of course, who are also, breaking news, eliminated from this Asian Cup right now. And then a narrow, 3-1 win over Indonesia, who also qualified for those last 16 as well. So 3 of these nations did qualify for the last 16, but only one as of right now remains, and that is Japan, who have got to get this game underway, of course. And this is the key men then. Suzuki between the sticks. We've got Itura, Tenjui, Mashida, Tomiyasu, Ito, Endo, Minamino, Matoma, and Sano, and Kubo up top. And then again, I've got some real quality players who don't even make. Let's take a look at the numbers then, shall we, on these two sides. Played each other 8 times, 2005, 2 wins for Bahrain, 6 for Japan, 0 draws. Of course, biggest win for Bahrain was a 1-0 win, scoring 4 goals in those 8 games, 0.50 goals a game. Up against the Japanese side, of course, 2-0 win, their biggest, scoring 9 goals in those 8 games, 1.13 goals a game. Japan, of course, were on this incredible winning run prior to the tournament. Of course, that run was ended by Iraq. 83% form for them right now. They are back to winning ways for them. Of course, up against the Bahrain side, 50% form for them, winning 3 of the last 6, of course, but back-to-back wins for them, of course, as well. Let's take a look at those last matches then. These two sides did play each other back in March 2010, a long time ago. It was a 2-0 win for Japan, who won back-to-back against Bahrain and kept a clean sheet. In fact, they've won 4 of the last 5, of course, heading into this one. The goals, though, coming at you for Bahrain. Al-Hashadash has got himself a goal. Yusuf and Maiden also chipping in with a goal apiece. Ueda has got himself 3 goals. Minamino's got himself a couple as well, as Japan have found the net quite often in the competition so far. Let's take a look then at, of course, the public vote. The public vote has 93% going in favour of Japan. Of course, Bahrain just 7%. What about the bookies? The bookies have 11-1 for your Bahrain, 92-on is your Japan, and 5-1 is your draw. Again, we have seen some big nations are already crashing out, and some big nations just failing to showcase their real talents. Japan have fallen in that bracket. They are here in that last 16, and of course, maybe not where we'd all expected them to be in here. But of course, they're here on merit, and again, I don't think we've seen the real Japan show up just yet. So I do think we'll start to see it now. I'm going to go with a 2-0 win for Japan to take the 3 points and, of course, move the chains, go into the last 8, and of course, a very, very difficult draw awaits them in that bracket, of course. But until then, subscribe, thumbs up, catch you later. Of course, we'll be back for those quarterfinals, whichever of these nations will go through, of course, to preview that game. But until then, subscribe, catch you later, but be safe out there, and of course, subscribe.